Broadcasting live, it's the Friday Night Football Zone, brought to you by your local McDonald's of Bluffton and Hilton Head, only on WHHI-TV.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 3A High School Football Playoffs on the Friday Night Football Zone on WHHI-TV, and we're at Hilton Head High School. The Seahawks are in the playoffs. We got Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek with us again, play-by-play, and an analyst who've been with us all year. And this is what we all wait for. It's playoff time. You got a lot on the line. You win, you keep going. You lose, you go home. These kids have worked very hard all year long. And, last week we had the Bridge Bowl 4 at this stadium, which really was a great game just from an emotional standpoint. So much is invested in that game on each side of the field. Hilton Head high, and I take blame for this. At halftime, we talked about how hard Bluffton played, but they had to play hard because Hilton Head was just awesome. And their offense last week, I thought, was literally unstoppable.
They had the game of their year at just the right time. Jeff Homad, the Seahawks quarterback, has come into his own in the last 4 games. 714 yards, 11 touchdowns in his last 4 games, Chuck.
And the best thing that he's done is taking care of the football. He's a big guy. He's about 6'2.5", about 205 pounds. He doesn't fumble, hasn't thrown interceptions. He's running that balanced attack for the Seahawks right now. They're able to threaten you both ways through the run and through the pass.
Seahawks didn't have to fight to get in the playoffs. They had to fight for playoff position. They got their home playoff game tonight here at the Hawks' Nest. Socastee, the Socastee Braves come into town. They had to fight a little bit last week. They're from the Myrtle Beach area. They had to beat St. James to get into the playoffs last week. A little closer game than a lot of the experts thought. But the Braves are stacked, Chuck.
It's going to be a clash of two conventional systems. You have Hilton Head High defensively. He's going to play a 4-3 lineup. Offensively for Socastee, they'll be running a traditional I formation. They'll run a little bit of wishbone. So we're going to see a lot of in-between-the-tackle runs. Their star player, number 6, is their quarterback. He's their playmaker, and he's the guy to watch, number 6, Elliman.
Hey, one thing I noticed in pregame talking to both you guys is Socastee is such a running team, and everybody says, well, all you got to do is stop the run. But these guys just don't pass. So if you do stop the run tonight, if the Seahawks can do that, they're going to win the football game. But, Chuck, when you were on the field earlier, you said the size of this Socastee team is impressive.
Well, they've got 3 guys that go over 290 pounds. One of them is 322 pounds. So I guess I know where they're going to be running the football is between the left guard and left tackle, who are their big guys. So I think we'll see that's really the key. And when you get into a close contact with two teams in the playoffs, typically what makes a difference is defense and special teams. One area where Hilton Head High has improved this year, I think, over last year, Tim, you'll probably agree, is their special teams play. Much better. Last year when they lost to South Aiken in the playoffs, there was a couple of special team mistakes in the 4th period that gave up field position. This year, I think the snaps from the center on the long and short snaps for punting and field goal tries and extra points is much better. They'll be able to convert after scoring touchdowns. So I think it's the kicking game that's going to make the biggest difference in this game tonight. And at the end of the game, the team that makes the best plays in the kicking game, I think is going to be the winner of the game.
Tim Singleton, when we looked at this coming into the season, said, do the Seahawks have enough to defend that region title? They started off slow. Tim Singleton, an unbelievable coaching job this year, juggled some movable parts.
Like the quarterback.
Like the quarterback, absolutely.
Yeah.
Settled on Homad, and Homad has come into his own. They're ready to defend. Victor Frazier set a school record for the Seahawks this year. Put it in stone last week against the Bobcats. School record for receiving. Lawrence Jenkins went over 1,000 yards running last week. I mean, they've got weapons on every front.
Well, come on, Tim. You're talking about all the perimeter players. Where the game's going to be won is in the trenches, where the hand-to-hand combat's going on. You got to watch Hunter Anderson and at left offensive tackle. These are the guys, or he's one of the guys that's going to provide the protection for Homard and give these speedy backs a chance to get into the open. It's going to be a physical game inside. The team that can run the ball inside, I think, is going to be the team that wins the game tonight.
Something I have pounded into the ground all year. in the kickoff returns, the punt returns. Got to have 2 or 3 or 4 guys back, right, Chuck?
Got to catch the ball, particularly. Well, it's a cold night. The punts aren't going to travel as far as they do in warm air. Right away, you can tell you're going to have shorter punts. There's going to be more things happening when the ball hits the ground, and some crazy things can happen.
I'll tell you one thing I noticed last week for the Bridge Bowl 4 was Homad, or I believe that's his name, the quarterback for the Seahawks. He was unbelievable. Folks, this kid's about 6'2", 190 pounds. He's got a Division I arm. I talked to the coaches last week. He is a Division I prospect for somebody. And if he throws the ball tonight like he did last week, the Seahawks are going to win the football game.
I mean, this is one of those things where if you just give the guy the chance, he started the season, senior quarterback, didn't quite have the confidence. They went to their second quarterback. That quarterback ended up leaving the team. Tim Singleton said, "You're my guy." And ever since then, John, he has just been lights out, including last week. You saw it.
You touched on it. It's confidence. He's confident, and he's got receivers that can go up and get the football, and then he's got a defense that attacks. And this Seahawk team, folks, I'm going to tell you, I was very impressed with their performance last week. They are peaking at the right time. It's playoff time. Run the ball. Stop the run. Let Homad do his thing, and the Hawks are going to be tough tonight. We're
going to see two teams with a lot of weapons. Bluffton gave them a little sneak preview of stopping the run last week.
Yep.
But again, you said it earlier, John. These are bigger, tougher athletes than I think the Seahawks have seen all year.
Well, if you're a defensive player, this is the type of game that you love. It's a little bit cool tonight. The leaves are turning brown. It's nice to have a few seniors around, and they've got them on defense with the Seahawks at Hilton High. And I think they've gained some experience from last year's heartbreaking loss, the last second play against South Aiken, who came back from 3 touchdowns down to win the game in the fourth quarter last year. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. This is a much more balanced team, and as I mentioned earlier, I think the special teams play for Hilton Head has improved all year long and is far superior than it was last year.
Guys, I'll tell you what, it's time for kickoff. The 2 best color and play-by-play guys in the country for Hilton Head High Seahawk football. It's playoff time. Let's kick it off.
Let's do it.
On WHHI-TV.
Yeah, I guess there's stars and then there's superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's the most. Yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all-beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
We get really hungry around here, and when that happens, I go get the food.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
Football zone, Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek. Well, the Seahawks kicked off to the Socastee Braves, so the Braves will start their first drive at the 22-yard line. And they come to town with a 3-tiered attack, Chuck, with Zach Elliman, At quarterback, P.J. Brave and what do we settle on? McQuan Brown.
Yes, Miss Quan Brown.
There you go. And 1,953 rushing yards between the three of these players for the Braves. So we are ready to start. A good kickoff for the Seahawks. Good tackling. Long field to work with here for the Braves. Settle in, get your hot cocoa. We're ready for playoff action here. First down handoff. That goes to number 21. That is P.J. Brave, the halfback, the junior, 5'10", 190 pounds.
Tim, like we talked about in the pregame show, Socastee is going to try to establish the running game in between the tackles. That's where they can make great use of the large size advantage they have. At left guard, Sonny Hall, number 75. You can see him line up. He's 322 pounds. And left tackle, Stephen Walter. And that's where he ran the ball in the first play.
2nd and 4. Braves go up the middle. Handoff. Gain of about 2.
Tim, it's a 3rd and short, and this is really set up by the first down play where they gained 6 yards. As we talked about, the most important down in high school football is first down. You just have to be able to get some positive yardage to make it a makeable 2nd or 3rd situation. You want to stay out of 3rd and longs because that'll force you to do something you normally don't practice as much, which is pass the ball.
That was the fullback, Brendan Hyde, on that carry to leave it 3rd and 2. Up the middle again,
Whoa.
Brave this time, but he is stopped by a hardy Seahawks defense. Brave stopped, and looks like PJ Brave for the Braves. So it looks like the Braves will have to punt.
Oh, they ran right into the teeth of that Seahawk defense. They're playing a 4-3, traditional 4-3 defense. Everybody's just grabbing a gap and squeezing those 7 gaps up front, and that worked that time.
Clifford Morrow back to take the punt. Short punt. Morrow will take it on the bounce at the 30. Evades one tackle out to the 40. Cuts back towards midfield. Still on his feet at the 50. Flag down the sideline. 40, 30, down to about the 26. But again, a flag down at midfield as Morrow cut back towards the middle of the field. Looks like this will be coming back.
Yeah, there's a block from behind there. A little unnecessary, it looked like. But, Tim, I just want you to notice here in the kickoff return, someone's been listening to me. Did you see that? They had 3 guys back to catch it. And did you see the difference it make by fielding the punt?
If it
not
wasn't for the block in the back, that's a 40-yard run back. But instead, the Seahawks will begin at their own 30. You see him running onto the field. That's number 9, Jeff Homad, the quarterback. 1,001 yards passing for the season. 13 touchdowns total. 11 touchdowns in his last 4 games in region play. Homad under center. Michael Fodia and Lawrence Jenkins in the backfield. Pitch out to Jenkins. Little dipsy-do. Reverse to Clifford Morrow. Morrow still on his feet. Gets out to about the 39, so a 9-yard gain on the reverse.
Unfortunately, Tim, it looks like that play's going to be coming back. There's a flag down on the field.
Well, I don't like the way this is starting as far as the refs throwing the yellow.
Well, you can't blame them. You know, you really need to have the mental toughness not to commit those stupid penalties. I don't know what else to call them. I mean, you just have to really be very disciplined not to commit those type of mistakes.
And it's been their calling card, the Seahawks calling card in their run here in region play, going 4-1 in region play. But a couple of costly mistakes early on here. Crowd still filtering into the Hawks' nest. Plenty of blankets, plenty of hot chocolate. Hope you're settling in for a good night of playoff action here on WHHI. First down again for the Seahawks. Hand off to Fodia, the fullback. Well, we called his name plenty last week, Chuck. Michael Fodia. He's a fullback, but we definitely saw some halfback speed out of the junior last week in a big screen touchdown reception.
That was a great run.
Oh, yeah.
Well-executed play. We might actually see that here. That's a traditional call here in 2nd and long. What you're really thinking from a defensive standpoint is screen draw delay.
So you've got Fodia and Jenkins in the backfield. Pitch out to Jenkins, follows his blockers. He's got room out over the 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet towards midfield. Jenkins, no flags down. We got a first down for the Seahawks out near midfield.
Look at the block thrown downfield by when the outside, number 7, turns the defender outside. Great job, and now we see all the speed that Jenkins had. He's just picking up from where he left off last week, Tim.
Jaquan Cohen's your guy there, and then Marcus Johnson also got out there, number 64 for the Seahawks. So a first down and 10 inside Braves territory at the 49-yard line. Home at under center, Fody and Jenkins in the backfield. Going to go to the air first on first down. Victor Frazier in and out of his hands out near the 40.
Well, Tim, last week he dropped the first pass too, and he ended up with 7 more.
How'd that
catches
work
and a
out
couple
for him? Yeah.
touchdowns after that. I think he made up for that drop pass. I'm sure he doesn't want to come back and face Coach Tim Singleton without making another grab, because he'll be all over him for dropping that one.
Frazier set the school mark for receiving yards in a season. We'll talk more about that in a second. Back to the air goes Homad. He's got Jaquan Cohen. Cohen down the sideline to the 25-yard line. Taken down by number 30, Stone Waldrop.
Look at Homad here. Watch Homad here. Look at his feet. Look how he looks out to the wide receiver first, and then he looks inside, and he's able to find Jaquan Cohen, number 7. What a great job.
How about a check off? Check it off.
Woo!
That's
Well, he's making a pre-snap read when he comes up over the ball. He reads the 4-4 defense, and he sees that you only have 3 backs and 1 free safety. As you look down on the field right now, you see only 1 free safety. They're just begging to be thrown on.
First down pitch off to Jenkins. He's got plenty of room. He's still on his feet. 5, touchdown!
Wow.
Touchdown, Lawrence Jenkins. A 24-yard touchdown run.
Great job here. Homad holds on to the ball. Now this time, no need to throw a block. The offensive lineman pulled up, and he didn't throw a block, but he was just there to cause enough of a disturbance so that Jenkins could squeeze through.
Nothing but room there for Jenkins. A 24-yard run. That is Jenkins' 17th rushing touchdown of the season, and a great start here for the Seahawks.
And this is the extra point where they missed it last year, Tim, in the playoff game. And it cost them.
Up, and it is good. So 7:43 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Seahawks. We'll take a break here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
Yeah, I guess there's stars and then there's superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's the most. Yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99.
Zone Seahawks kickoff, a long one again, and so the Braves pretty much identical. They will start at their own 22-yard line. Not much doing for the Braves there on their first possession, and the Seahawks, despite a couple of errors, march right down the field, culminated by a Lawrence Jenkins 24-yard touchdown run. Well, first down, Elliman breaks through. He has a good gainer, about a 10-yard gain out to the 24-yard line, and it will be right up close. Well, the mark looks like a first down, and they will move the chains. First down, Braves.
The senior Elliman, he's really the key to their offense, Tim. We knew coming into the game that he had scored 11 touchdowns this year. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. Not as bad as the other guy on the side of the ball, not as big as the other fellow across the ball, Jeff Homad. but he's certainly very, very fast.
So 1st and 10 for the Braves. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff to PJ Brave. Braves fights his way through to about the 38-yard line, a 4-yard gain on 1st down.
Tim, I just want to go back to the kickoff coverage. You know, in the pregame show, I talked about the importance of special teams. We've had 2 very good special team plays here in the coverage of the opening kickoffs. Now, even though you've had a little bit of success here running the football and they got a 1st down, look how much further they got to go. They still have 63 yards to pay dirt. So they just used 3 good plays up.
Absolutely. So 2nd and 6 for the Braves. 1 man in the backfield and a jump by the Seahawks. They jumped on the snap count. We'll see who gets called here.
Well, it's offsides. It'll go against the Seahawks.
So while we got a second, Chuck, we just want to update some playoff action. All sorts of playoff action going on around the Lowcountry. We'll update that in a second as the Braves get right up to the line. 2nd down. Plenty of motion in the backfield. Handoff. That goes to PJ Brave. And Brave has a 1st down for the Braves. Out to about midfield, out to the Socastee 48. Well, let's update you on some playoff action. Hilton Head Christian Academy up 14-0 on Calhoun County in the 2nd quarter. So a good start there for Hilton Head Christian in the playoffs. 1st down, handoff up the middle, all sorts of flags as Brandon Hyde, the fullback, a good gain. We'll see, though. Illegal shift. This is going against the Braves. That one will come back.
Looked like arena football there, Tim. We had 2 guys in motion. Good job, though. A nice run by Hyde. Brendan Hyde goes both ways as a fullback and inside linebacker, number 22. He's their best all-around playmaker. Number 6, Ellerman, the quarterback. He's the offensive playmaker, and the guy that holds down the offense and the inside linebacker position, Brendan Hyde, goes both ways.
Hyde came in as a fullback, going both ways. 2nd game of the season after their fullback left the team. Had a pretty good season for the Braves. Handoff again. Nope, Ellerman's going to keep it. He's got some room inside Seahawk territory. Ellerman down to the 42.
Pretty nifty.
Looks like it was waved off. Official disagreement here on the field. They're saying that the play was null and void, although the ball has not moved back. So head coach for Socastee, Tim Renfro, wants to know what's going on here. Renfro, you talked to the coaches before, Chuck. Renfro and his staff came down for last week's game to scout out Bluffton and Hilton Head.
Yeah, they played St. James on Thursday night, and that's how they got into the playoff, by beating St. James. And then the staff came down and saw the game against Bluffton last Friday night. And so they've got an extra day of rest, and they've got a personal scouting trip in on the Seahawks.
All right, so there seems to have been some disagreement on the spot. So the ball is moved back to the Socastee 44. Clock running, about 5:15 to go here in the 1st quarter. That Ellerman run negated. Ellerman under center, 2 in the backfield. Looks like Ellerman might be audibling. Handoff to Hyde. Hyde he gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, out near the 48.
They came out with an unbalanced look. You have trips to the left this time, and then they run into the short side of the field where they only have one end. And what they tried to do is catch the Seahawks in a shift over to the trips formation, and they didn't. They held their ground and were able to stop the running play.
2nd and 11 for the Braves. 2 wideouts, 2 in the backfield. Ellerman, he keeps it, and he is stopped after about a 1-yard gain. Great defensive hold there before the Seahawks.
Nice play. Number 28 came up and made a big hit in there. That's Kenny Robinson along with Jack Duane. They are the inside linebackers that have played strong all season long, Tim.
Kenny Robinson, 94 tackles on the season. And Ray Harrington also in on the pig pile there. So 3rd and 9 for the Braves. Elliman looking to pass, a rarity, and you can see why, as Elliman incomplete to number 4, Dylan Smith. Elliman has only passed 94 times this year, 40 for 94 for the season.
He rolls out to his left. They went to the wide side of the field, and good coverage that time by the right defensive back. Didn't allow the receiver to slide over.
The fact that the Seahawks are forcing them out of their game so early, 3rd and long, that's a good sign. Got to be a good sign for Hilton Head. So punt coming. One guy back. That's Morrow. He'll take it on the bounce. No, he won't, as Socastee runs into it. A little sloppy there down near the 18-yard line. Well, while we got a second, want to thank one of our sponsors, McDonald's Restaurants of Bluffton and Hilton Head. Want to extend a special thank you to your local McDonald's restaurants for helping to make this broadcast possible. Stop by after the game and tackle one of McDonald's new thick and tasty 3rd-pound Angus burgers and world-famous fries. You'll be loving it. And we will. I will be out at the Ronald McDonald House Charities Golf Tournament tomorrow. John Palmacio putting that together, so we're looking forward to that. 1st and 10. Homad, they're going deep. He's looking for Victor Frazier. A little underthrown, but complete. Over midfield. Victor Frazier, a big gainer on 1st down.
Well, you count on your offense to set the tempo, and this time Tim Singleton, he's not holding anything back out of the playbook. He goes with a stop-and-go route, little pump fake, and Frazier was wide open. Ball slipped out of Homad's hand a little bit, but he had enough on it so that Frazier could come back and make the catch.
We saw much the same play go for a touchdown last week against Bluffton, but this one, a big gainer nonetheless, over midfield at the Socastee 46. Seahawks 1st and 10. Homad going to the air again, this time to Clifford Morrow. Morrow breaks the tackle to the 40, 35, still on his feet, down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, I hope we get to see this again. Watch this. Practice makes perfect. Look at Homad. He's ran this play for half the season as a starter. Look, perfect execution. What great timing. Play fake to the fullback up the middle, spins around, and then throws a perfect strike to the wide receiver running a little screen.
And you see Morrow. Morrow's like, take me down. I dare you.
What execution. So practice makes perfect.
1st and 10 at the 31. Homad to the air again, this time to Jaquan Cohen. Cohen's breaking tackles, 10, 5, touchdown, Jaquan Cohen. So the Seahawks, no flags on the play. And another big strike, Chuck.
Wow. I mean,
they've got speed.
Shazam. We got to stop saying, wow, Shazam. This is quite an effort by the quarterback.
A great pass by Homad. Jaquan Cohen with the yak, with the yards after the catch. You get him in a little open field, and he is off. Kick up. Kick is no good. Wide left. 2:58 to go here in the first. 13-0 Seahawks, Chuck. Unbelievable start for the Seahawks.
Well, Tim, we talked about the balanced attack that the Seahawks had last week against Bluffton is continuing and carrying over to tonight's game.
And I shouldn't even say unbelievable, because this is what we've seen from the Seahawks here in region play. They have just been hitting on all cylinders. Pardon the cliche, but I mean, they have really been on their game. They have, between Homad, they've gotten all players involved, all of their weapons, including, haven't seen as much from Jaquan Cohen, but you see it there. Cohen gets in on the action for about a 29-yard touchdown strike. So just...
Looks like we got a little track meet going out here.
I'll
Tim.
tell you. So 13-0 Hilton Head. Couple of quick updates. Thomas Sumter on the board against Hilton Head Prep. They're up 7-0 in the first. Ridgeland on the board. First offensive play. Well, we'll say that in a second. Kick goes down to the 10-yard line. Run up over the 30 to the 31 by number 34. That is McQuan Brown. and he gets the ball out to the 31, so better field position here for the Braves.
Watch the hustle, number 28 here as he comes in, runs the ball carrier down. Kenny Robinson makes another big play, this time on special teams, and brings the ball carrier down to the ground. Great job by 28.
A brisk night here on the island, but a hot start for the Seahawks. If you're just joining us, 2 scores on 2 offensive possessions for the Seahawks. 13-0 lead as Socastee gets their 3rd possession of the first quarter started. Handoff to Brown. Brown tries to get to the outside, but he is upended by Clifford Morrow. Let's see this replay, Chuck, as Morrow just says, sit down.
Oh, yeah. He comes up from his defensive safety position. Nice tackle.
Morrow upends a 5'7", 174-pound halfback in Brown and makes it look easy as now the Braves are once again in second down and long position here. So Element under center, 1 man in the backfield this time. A jump by the Seahawks by number 55, Luke Barsness. While we got a second, I want to send a special thanks to O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply. O'Sullivan specializes in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses. For the absolute best price on services and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan will save you money and time, every time. So, 2nd and 6, Chuck. Under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. On the penalty, Braves get a little bit back. Handoff up the middle, 1st down yardage and more for number 20, and that is Tyler Matthews. Did not think we would be calling his name. He is a sophomore halfback, but Tyler Matthews with a first down yardage carry for the Braves, and they are out near midfield at the 48-yard line. Man in motion, that's number 7, Brandon Alston. He's out at wide out right. Handoff faked by Element. Element's got room. He breaks a tackle, and a flag on the play. That could be on the Seahawks. Looks like it was right in the area of a face mask, Chuck.
I think you're right, Tim. As he burst through the line here, they line up in a flex bone, fake the ball to the dive man, and Element makes the first tackle or miss. Then he turns on his speed. It's either going to be a horse collar call or a face mask call.
So the Braves are going to get yardage on top of that nifty run by Element. Element, 791 yards rushing in the regular season, 10 TDs. Part of this 3-pronged option attack for the Braves, and you see why they've been so successful. And they add another 10 on top of that first yard play, and the play will start at the Seahawks' 11-yard line, so a big hit there for the Hawks. Under a minute to go here in the first now. 13-0, but the Braves driving here on their 3rd possession of the first quarter. Element under center. Brave in the backfield. Handoff to Brave. Nope, handoff to Element. Element keeps it. They faked it to the fullback, Hyde, and Element keeps it, but nicely snuffed out by the Seahawks.
That's number 28, Kenny Robinson, once again calling his name. Inside linebacker, that was his man. He came up on a little blitz from the outside, and he ran right into the quarterback after he pulled the ball out of the dive back's belly.
So second and 9 now for the Braves. Element under center, Brave and Hyde in the backfield. Element hands it off to Brave. Brave cuts back into the middle to about the 7-yard line. So a decent gain there for Brave to end the first quarter. End of the first, 13-0 Seahawks. Good start to the 2009 playoffs here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
All right, we're going to stay here as you saw a lot of action here in the first quarter. Great start for the Seahawks, and the Braves of Socastee stopped pretty much without any yardage on the first couple drives, but Socastee driving this time, and you see the switching sides here to start the second quarter. Well, we got a second. I want to thank another one of our sponsors. I want to extend a special thank you to the Salty Dog for helping make this broadcast possible. Get your Salty Dog t-shirt at the Salty Dog T-Shirt Factory, located at South Beach on Arrow Road. At South Beach on Arrow Road and at www.saltydog.com. Salty Dog t-shirts will suit you to a T. So, a couple of big gainers for the Seahawks in the first quarter, Chuck. Socastee has answered. We'll see if they can punch it in here to start the second.
And what looms big right now, Tim, if Socastee does score, is that mixed extra point. We talked about it before. Last year in the playoff game, the Seahawks missed one and it cost them dearly, ended up losing by 1 point.
Third down carry for Socastee. They really get nowhere on that as Elliman keeps it, gets down to about the 5, but short of the first down yardage. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line. So the Braves will go for it. Elliman under center. Hyde and Brave in the backfield. Hyde right up on Elliman. Elliman's going to keep it, but he is stopped. It's going to be close as he is stood up by Ray Harrington. They have marked the ball at the 2-yard line, and they are saying Seahawks ball. They're not even going to measure, Chuck.
Great play by Harrington, the outside linebacker. That was a play that was just a variation of the quarterback sneak. He just ran the ball outside the tackle without a lead blocker. Harrington, I guess that's one they saw on the films, was ready for it, stood his ground and stood up the quarterback and stopped him short. Great. That's a great turnover, obviously, inside your 5-yard line.
Well, there you go. Homad under center, pitch out. Dangerous play, but Jenkins gets out. He's got some room out over the 10 to the 16-yard line. So a 14-yard carry out of the end zone for Lawrence Jenkins. You see a close encounter with one of the Braves there.
Yeah, but look at the job of the downfield, of the blocking done by the offensive line. I mean, Jack Duane just flattened the outside defensive end and led him downfield. What an effort by that offensive line. You got Forrest Brown, number 52 at center. Jack Duane, 62, is the right guard. Right tackle, Brandon Foss. Hunter Anderson is left tackle, and Anthony Jabolinski is left guard.
First down carry. Jenkins, another big gainer. Jenkins out over the 35. Another first down for the Seahawks.
Oh, look at the hole as it opens up. Hat on each man. And that's the reason why you're able to give Jenkins a running alley right off tackle. And that's where you want to – that's how you set the tempo for an offensive team to come out and run the ball between the tackles.
So 2 carries, 2 first downs for Jenkins. He has 33 yards on those 2 carries and a first down at the Seahawks 35. Homad under center, 3 in the backfield, and a jump by Socastee. While we got a second, want to update you on a couple playoff scores. Interception by Wilden Polite and a 54-yard run by Brent Walker. Torrey Amlett's 5-yard touchdown run puts Ridgeland on the board against Cane Bay 6-6. So a big game for the Ridgeland Jaguars, and they are tied in the first quarter. Prep down 14-0 to Thomas Sumter. Bad news there. So 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. The fumble. We'll see who has the ball. The pile is being carried. Homad did not even see the ball. It got right away.
And got picked up by Jack Duane, number 62.
Oh, wow.
The all-purpose offensive guard and interior inside linebacker now
in good hands with him.
And great special teams player ends up picking the ball and running for a few yards.
So a botch play turns into a good game as it goes for 8 yards, 2nd and 2 for the Seahawks. Man in motion, and that's Cohen. Pitch out to Cohen. Cohen's got to do some work to get back to the line. And he does, and he's going to be close to first down yardage as he boom, 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 pinballs it out to the 45-yard line.
They didn't fool the Braves from Socastee. They came down here. Looks like they did a little film study on their own, and they were ready for that play. But Cohen almost breaks out of it.
3 tackles evaded, and it's going to be 3rd and centimeters for the Seahawks. Homad under center. Fodia and Jenkins in the backfield. This one goes to Jenkins. Jenkins looks to have the first down. A short gainer.
Good call. Good call. 3rd and short, what you'd like to see is either a quarterback sneak or a lead block by the fullback leading it into the line of scrimmage. That's how you pick up short yardage. That's a good short yardage call, good short yardage play, good short yardage execution. That's the reason why the Seahawks have a first down.
3rd first down of the drive for the Seahawks. As you've seen them with an impressive mix of run and pass so far here in the first half. Under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Homad under center. He's going to the air. Taken down by number 10, Matt Speedling. He breaks up the pass. Homad hit hard and lucky to not have that intercepted.
Yes, Speedling comes on his blind side from the outside. What happened was left offensive tackle got occupied, and the left offensive guard didn't have a chance to slide out. That's who he should have been able to pick up, but he had a free run at Homad. Fortunately, Homad is not hurt. That could have been a serious injury to your quarterback.
Homad was looking for his own number 10, Clifford Moore, down the right sideline, but instead the ball goes flailing into the middle of the field, incomplete. So 2nd and 10, Homad under center, 2 in the backfield. Homad going to the air this time. A lot of pressure. Screen pass. Intercepted. That's number 71. Do you have a number 71? Oh, back
71, Ryan Jones, defensive end.
Ryan Jones. So there you go, tipped by Jenkins. And Jones with the nifty one-handed grab. And a big, big play for Socastee as they were on their way to going down 3 scores. And instead, deep inside Seahawks territory with 8:29 to go here in the first half.
Well, right before this drive, Tim, one of the things I said to myself is we haven't seen any fumbles or any turnovers or any interception, particularly by the Seahawks. Now, all of a sudden, they were lucky to get that first fumble back. Now they throw an interception on a screen pass.
So Element back there under center. First down. Element's going to the air across the middle. A complete and a touchdown. That is number 30, Stone Waldrop. Touchdown pass, 25 yards. How about this?
He's a good target. 6'2", 190 pounds. He's inside and has position on the defensive safety. Number 10, Clifford Morrow, makes the catch for the score.
How quickly the momentum changes here as Waldrop with the touchdown reception. 13-6 extra point pending. High snap, kick up, kick good. 8:21 to go here in the first half. Socastee answers off the interception. 13-7 Seahawks here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
Back here on the Friday Night Football Zone, Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek, and you our loyal viewers here. 13-7 Seahawks of Hilton Head at the Hawks Nest. But the Socastee Braves have answered after an interception by Ryan Jonas. A 25-yard strike from Zach Elliman to Waldrop. And that is only Elliman's 5th touchdown pass of the year. So a line drive kick taken at the 15 by Cohen. Cohen on his feet. Oh, fumbled out near the 38. Braves look to have it as Cohen coughed it up around the 38. They are still trying to figure out who has it.
Great hit here. Cohen runs north and south, goes vertical with the football, as he should. A little squib kick that he takes here. Unfortunately, when he makes that spin, he comes out of it and the ball pops out. That's one thing that you don't want to do too often. I know it looks great when you make guys miss and you get extra yards when you spin, but spinning will produce fumbles.
Well, the Seahawks able to recover it, so they will start decent field position at their own 38. Homad under center, 2 wideouts, 2 in the backfield. Pitch out to Jenkins. Jenkins got to scramble as Jonas and company are in on the tackle. Well, let me check this roster. Does Ryan have a brother on the team? The Jonas brothers. I was looking for it. Not happening.
Smart play here by Jenkins on the pitch. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Looks to reverse his field, but no. You don't want to reverse your field. That's when all the penalties come flying in because your offensive linemen are blocking in one direction and you go the other way and it causes a hold or a clip. He smartly just buries himself down, gets what he can. 2nd and 10's not bad.
2nd and 10. Cohen in motion. Homad to the air to Jenkins. Incomplete. Number 30. That's Stone Waldrop on the coverage.
Well, this is a bad option by Homad to throw the ball down there. Really, what he's trying to do is read the defensive linebacker. It's a ball I'm sure he wish he would have had back. The option was to throw to the halfback circling out of the backfield.
Waldrop took a hard lick on Jenkins. Harrington, the fullback, in. To the air goes Homad. He's got his man. Look at him go. That's Victor Frazier. 20, 15, down inside the red zone to the 13-yard line goes Victor Frazier.
Down goes Frazier, but this time he ends up with about a 40-yard gain. Great catch and run by Frazier. Hey, Tim, wasn't he the guy that dropped the first pass of the game?
It worked out well for him last week. It's working out well for him here. And you got to give props to the defender, Waldrop there. Good pursuit on that play by the Braves to stop the touchdown. But Frazier with a big gainer on that play. 1st and 10 at the 13. Homad hands it off to Jenkins. Jenkins is swarmed and going nowhere.
Well, Waldrop is one of their best players. We've seen that. He made 2 great plays. First the touchdown, then the touchdown-saving tackle. Here they try to run the ball inside, and they run into just a line of Braves.
It's a 49-yard reception from Homad to Frazier to get the Seahawks inside the red zone. 2nd and 10 as Homad gets the play from the sidelines and head coach Tim Singleton. Harrington, the fullback, will see if Fodia is hurt. Don't see him on the sideline. Seahawks take their first time out. Tim Singleton wants to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. Come back with the action here on the Friday Night Football Zone
on WHHI-TV.
Back here on the Friday Night Football Zone, Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek. Welcome to the 2009 playoffs. here on WHHI-TV. Quick update. Well, we told you Matt Lehman was looking to return for Hilton Head Prep. He's come back in a big way. 43-yard touchdown strike to Patrick Andrews. And then Andrews returns an interception 43 yards, and now Prep is within 14-13. 2nd and 10 to the end zone. Incomplete as Clifford Morrow goes up for it, is not able to come down with it.
Well, Morrow is he's the state champ as the anchor on the 1600 relay team. Here he runs up in the back of the end zone on a flag pattern. Almost makes a circus catch at the back of the end zone.
3rd and 10 now for the Seahawks. Stalled out a little bit here at the 14 of Socastee. Homad in the shotgun, rolls out, goes back towards the middle field. He's got a man. He's got a touchdown. No, he doesn't. Incomplete to Victor Frazier.
Oh, great. Look at this, is a smart play. Look how they roll out the quarterback, set him up deep, away from the rush, gives him a time to read the defense, throws right down the middle of the ball, just gets slightly touched by the free safety, and it pops in and out of your shoulder pads. That's a shame.
That's a tough catch to make, as you've got your screen by 2 defenders, but Frazier tried for it. Well,
Tim, here we go.
We'll have a field goal attempt here by number 45, Weston Mott.
Special teams, kicking game.
Mott up, it's blocked. Recovered by the Seahawks, but it will be Braves ball on the field goal block.
There's 4 points, Tim. Missed field goal, missed extra point on the last touchdown. Here you got a makeable field goal, gets blocked.
Looked like Ryan Jonas, we've called his name before, looked like he was in on that block, and now the Braves stop any points on the board from the Seahawks. They will take over at their own 22-yard line. Well, while we got a second, also want to update you on Hilton Head Christian Academy. They lead Calhoun County, excuse me. Calhoun Academy. They lead them 24-0 at the half. So 1st and 10 here for Zach Elliman and the Braves. Handoff up the middle to Hyde. And a short gainer.
They're stacked up inside by number 52, Forrest Brown. He's the senior, leads that group, 6'2", 215 pounds. Inside, makes a nice tackle, nice play. Also, there's Melvin Fields on the play, number 78. He's a sophomore that goes 250 pounds.
Man down on the field for the Braves. Well, we just updated you saying that Prep had closed to 14-13. Thomas Sumter strikes back. They're up 21-13 with 5 minutes to go in the half. We're going to take a break during this injury timeout. We'll come back with you on the Friday Night Football Zone
on WHHI-TV.
They're stars and then they're superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's the most. Yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all-beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
We get really hungry around here, and when that happens, I go get the food.
Back here on the Friday Night Football Zone. You see our friends at McDonald's. Hyde was the injured player. He's off the field for the Braves now. That could be a costly injury as you see the Seahawks jump. And you see Ray Harrington trying to get his guys back in check. That's number 78, Melvin Fields.
Well, let me
the
tell you one
sophomore.
guy that didn't jump. That was Luke Barnes, number 55.
He got called the last
After
time.
the last time, Tim Singleton pulled him over on the side of the field, took him out of the game, had a little word with him. He wasn't going offsides.
Well, so second and short here for the Braves. Elliman in the shotgun. Rolls out looking to pass. He will keep it. First down and more out over the 35, and a late flag along the sideline. That could tack some more onto the play.
Oh, you got to quit having those type of mistakes, Tim. That's going to be another 15-yard penalty for hitting the quarterback out of bounds.
So you see Elliman looking to pass, scrambles. Morrow breaks it, and then, well, I tell you, I don't see where it is. 28 is your guy, Kenny Robinson. He's just standing there. I didn't see it.
It was a hit. Well,
Yeah?
we couldn't tell from the angle up here how far out of bounds it was,
Yeah.
but that's where you got to be careful. They're protecting the quarterback on the sidelines, even at the high school level, Tim.
Tim Singleton did not like the call, and for good reason, but Braves over midfield at the 49.
Shotgun.
Elliman in the shotgun again. Pitch out to Brave. Excuse me, that's number 34, McQuan Brown. McQuan Brown down to about the 47-yard line.
And good job by number 15, Lamont Williams. Comes up from his defensive halfback position, being chased by Harrington here, number 31. Here they put the squeeze on him, and they're able, he gets a few extra yards, but it's a good job to break the initial thrust.
And you saw in the replay, Socastee lucky they didn't get flagged for a hold there. 2nd and 7 for the Braves. Elliman in the shotgun again. Pitches it out to Brave. Brave pursued by number 52. That's Forrest Bryan, and a flag comes in at the back end of the play.
Yeah, the side judge on the opposite side of the field. You'll see here the block in the back. Watch here. Defensive halfback comes up. There's the block in the back. Side judge is right on top of it. Throws the flag. That's one going back another 10 yards.
The
Tim.
senior Brandon Alston, number 7, the guilty offender. And so the Braves will back it up to about their 42-yard line. Time ticking down to about 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
Tim, you know, there's a couple players for the Seahawks that are going both ways. And Victor Fraser, number 11, and Cliff Morrow, number 10. There's some speed left out on that field for the Seahawks.
2nd and 21. To the air goes the Braves. They get plenty back. Could be a first down for number 4, Dylan Smith. And it will be as he gets out to the Seahawks 37-yard line. A big gainer for the Braves.
Yeah, Austin Rakes, number 2, comes down. He came back into the lineup, and they picked on him with a little slant route.
Who says these Braves don't pass? Tell ya. Elliman's look pretty good from the air, from the shotgun. A big first down there for the Braves as they are driving now in Seahawks territory, 1st and 10 at the Hilton Head 38. Handoff up the middle. Goes to the fullback. As you see here, a decent pursuit by the Seahawks.
Nice job by Melvin Fields, number 78. He held his ground. That 4-3 defense for the Seahawks. It's playing a lot of gap defense against them, not allowing the dive back to gain a lot of yards.
2nd and 9. Elliman's going to keep it. He gets down to about the 36. So defense stabilizing.
He's wrapped up here by the state champion wrestling champ, Jack Duane, number 62. You see here, comes in. That looks like a takedown. I think that's 2 points right there, Tim. I would have given it to him.
Absolutely. Greco-Roman. Very impressive. Jack Duane been calling his name for much of the year. 122 tackles for the season. 3rd and 8. Elliman's going to go to the air again. Going to the sideline. He's got a guy. That's Smith down the sideline. 10, 5, down to the 3-yard line. Goes Dylan Smith. You see he is pumped. The junior with a big gainer for the Braves.
They catch him in a little cross route, man-to-man coverage. The inside safety, number 15, misses the back, flaring out down the sidelines. Nice touch by the quarterback, Ellerman. It looks like the Braves are knocking on the door again, Tim.
They beat Lamont Williams on the play. Morrow and Frazier get in there at the 3.
Well, you know, Tim, there's already been one goal line stand here by the Seahawks in the second quarter.
Why not another, huh? We've got an injury timeout as looks like Kenny Robinson is being checked. Couple of Seahawks. Kenny Robinson gets up, and now another Seahawk being attended to. Wow, we got a second. Want to thank Palmetto Exterminators and Palmetto Mosquito Control. Family owned and operated, protecting people's health, their property, and the environment for over 40 years. That's Palmetto Exterminators and Palmetto Mosquito Control. Another one of our fine sponsors here on the Friday Night Football Zone. Well, you see Lamont Williams being attended to, being taken off the field. He had to kind of switch up, got turned around there, and might have tweaked something there on the play. So Williams will be walked off the field, and meanwhile, the Socastee Braves are 3 yards from tying this game at 13.
And possibly taking the lead.
I got to tell you, the pass was not in the scouting report. Ellerman has passed for just 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions this year before this game, and already a quarter of his touchdowns for this season in this game as he's thrown 1 touchdown already. So a timeout on the field with 2:06 to go here in the first half. And we've seen plenty of action as the offenses have done a lot of moving of the ball for only 20 points on the board here, Chuck.
Well, you're right, too, Tim. We didn't think we'd see that high scoring of a game. Coming into the game, over the first 10 games of the season, the Braves from Socastee had averaged 23 points per game, and they allowed 23 points per game. I guess that's why they're 5-5.
There you go.
And the Seahawks from Hilton Head, who are 6-4, they averaged 31 points per game, but they only give up 23. So they have an 8-point margin on the plus side.
So, quick update for you. Matt Lehman, another touchdown pass, this time 55 yards to Noah Lowry. 2-point conversion good. So, Hilton Head Prep ties up the game with Thomas Sumter, 21-all with 4:39 to go in the first half. 3 yards away for Socastee here, and nothing doing on first down as the Seahawks are all over it.
They're in their short yard defense. This time, Jack Duane just stacks up the ball carrier who comes in unprotected.
Forrest Bryan and Luke Barsness also in on that. So,
boy, it's something to watch, number 62 out there, isn't it?
I'll tell you, he's everywhere. 2nd and goal. Ellerman under center. He'll take it. Did he get in? Waiting for the signal. Looks like he got it. Players think he got it. Ref agrees. Touchdown Socastee. 2-yard keeper by Zach Ellerman.
Good job by the offensive line there. He gets behind Sonny Hall, number 75, the left guard, the center, he gets behind the center, John Grega, and the right tackle, Matt Weaver, and he's able to just kind of worm his way into the end zone.
So a tie ball game here with 1:24 to go in the first half. Extra point coming. Well, it looked like the Seahawks were off to a 20-0 blitz, and now the Socastee Braves have taken the lead, 14-13, extra point good. You see the scoreboard, 1:24 to go here in the first half, and Socastee has taken the life out of the crowd here is the Hawks Nest, as they have put up 2 straight scores and taken all the momentum.
Special teams, special teams, special teams. Where's the 4 points in the misplaced extra point and the missed field goal, Tim? The block field goal for the Seahawks.
And all sorts of momentum, too. All sorts of excitement off of that extra, of that field goal
That's
miss.
the difference right now. You got a 1-point difference, just like we had last year against South Aiken.
Well, some things we'll be watching as Homad warms up on the sideline as the kickoff comes. Michael Fodia on the sideline seems to be hobbling a little bit. Ray Harrington come in at fullback, but Fodia has his helmet back on. That's a good sign for the Seahawks. Kickoff coming. See how the Seahawks can answer as the Braves have taken their first lead of the night. A squib kick taken at the Seahawk 35 by Kenny Robinson. Kenny Robinson out near midfield. Excellent field position to start here for the Seahawks.
Looks like the strategy from the coaches from Socastee is to give squib kicks. Fortunately, the up back catches the ball in a short hop and gets what he can, and they end up with a first down at the 45-yard line. That's only 55 yards from pay dirt, Tim.
Short field indeed with 1:19 to go here in the first half. Homad under center, 2 in the backfield. Give is to Jenkins. Jenkins fights for a couple. Gets out to about the Seahawks 48. Homad under center. Fodia back in there at fullback. Homad this time's going to the air. Incomplete. He was looking for Frazier. Tipped a couple times. Well, as you see here, strange formation, but Homad trying for Frazier. Incomplete. Well, I was mistaken there. Fodia still on the sideline. Ray Harrington in at fullback. As Homad gets the play, runs it in from the sideline. A big third down here as the clock stops at 54 seconds. You might be giving the Socastee Braves a little time to work with if it's incomplete here. Homad going to the air. A lot of pressure. Evades one. Can't evade the second wave. As Homad is taken down at the 39-yard line by number 67, Josh Waring. And also looked like Jonas, the guy we called just about every play. Looks like he was also in on the pressure. Time ticking away, 20 seconds to go here in the first half. That looks like it will be the last play of the first half. An exciting first half. Seahawks jump out to a 2-score lead. Second quarter, all Socastee as they answer with 2 scores of their own. And a timeout on the field with 6.1 seconds to go here in the half. Timeout Seahawks. So stay with us at the half. John Byrne will come back with us. Itching to get back on the mic. Plenty to say here on this first half of action. Plenty of action to break down. We'll do that for you here at halftime. 6.1 seconds to go. A strange timeout as they let it tick down and then take the timeout with 6 seconds to go.
I think they were debating whether to just throw one long pass there at the end of the first half. You only had enough time for one play, but they're sending out their kicking team right now onto the field, Tim.
Well, let's see. Morrow is lined up in the wideout position. Homad in there.
Well, no, it's not a kicking team.
Interesting. Homad will go under center.
They're going to go for it. What do you got to lose?
Morrow and Frazier out wide. Good protection. Homad goes for Morrow. 2 guys back. Intercepted by number 6. That is Zach Elliman.
Good call. I like this call by Coach Singleton. Uses Homard's great arm, gets the ball downfield, give your player an opportunity to come up with a catch. He almost does at the end of the play there. Maybe you get an interference call, maybe you get the catch.
So 2 swings of momentum here. Momentum goes the way of Socastee, the visitors, up 14-13 here at the half. As you see the players leaving the field. Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek here at the half.
What do you got?
And we will take a commercial. We'll be back with the halftime festivities here, 2009 playoffs here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
Yeah, I guess there's stars and then there's superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's what's the most. Yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
We get really hungry around here, and when that happens, I go get the food.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
Burn with you, and we've got a good game, guys. Hilton Head Seahawks trail 14-13 to Socastee, and I tell you what, if you've been watching the first half, there's no question it was a tale of 2 quarters. First quarter, the Seahawks dominated the football game. Everything on offense was clicking. We started the second quarter. There was a quick turnover that the Seahawks made, and Socastee scored. All the momentum switched to Socastee, and we had a 13-0 lead. And it's 14-13 at half, and we can tell you, Hilton had the game under control.
And it wasn't just 13-0, John. I mean, this was looking like a blowout. There was missed tackles, all sorts of open lanes for the Seahawks. Everything going their way, Chuck. And then tipped ball goes through Jenkins' hand.
Good interception.
One-handed.
Yep.
The big guy, the 250-pound guy, Ryan Jonas of the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah,
Very nice play.
Well, I think John got it exactly right. The change in momentum occurred on that play, and it's the offense that sets the momentum for your football team. Once they got the interception return, they had a short field to work with, something they didn't have all in the first quarter. That was the first time they had a short field to work with after the interception. They came out and started running the football, and that's how you change momentum in a football game. You take advantage of your turnover, you take advantage of your field position, and you start running the football. When you can do that, you can break down the other team.
Well, it was a tidal wave momentum change. We're here to tell you because Hilton Head looked like they were still playing against Bluffton last week in the first quarter. Everything was clicking. The quarterback was firing on 8 cylinders. The running game was going. The return game was going. And boom, the interception. Everything changed. 13-0. Now it's 14-13.
And how about the Socastee offense? Element had only thrown 94 passes the whole season. And
That's
all of a
9 a
sudden,
game.
all of a sudden, we're seeing shotgun out of the Braves.
And I'll tell you what, some of his passes were on the money. They were well-designed plays, good slants, good just scheme-wise. They left our cornerbacks in the dust on a few plays.
Tim Renfro and his staff obviously saw something to expose there when they came down to scout it out last week.
Yeah, typically when you play a team like Socastee, where you're running out of the I formation, when the quarterback comes up under the center, runs that down the line option, you want him to run with football typically. But he's really the playmaker for this team. The last thing you want is to have the ball in his hand to run that option. And then, as you mentioned, when he dropped back into that shotgun, that gave him a little bit more time. When he threw the ball a couple times under center, he didn't look real sharp. We saw him roll out a few times, and he really get his feet set. But put him back in that shotgun, he looked a lot more relaxed, and he was able to look downfield and find his receiver. So just that little move of moving him back and giving him an opportunity to look at the field, that made all the difference for him in throwing the ball. Good job by Coach Renfro and the staff of the Socastee Braves.
The whole Socastee team seems more relaxed, really, in the second half of the second quarter. Once they got that first score, you could see their confidence grow, and defensively, we saw them really shut Hilton Head down that second 6 minutes of the second quarter. So in this third quarter, the Seahawks have got to, we hear it all the time, you got to forget about the turnovers. You got to come out, go back to what you were doing in the first quarter. Good play action, good running game. Their defense was flying around the football. And if they do that, they're going to be okay. But now they got a ball game on their hands.
Yeah, and some interesting things happening there in the second quarter for the Seahawks. You see Michael Fodia, who'd been their spark plug the last 4 games, out of the game. Looked like he was okay. Don't have the injury report, but he had his helmet back on. Ray Harrington came back in full back. You saw Frazier got a couple of receptions, but as you said, John, that secondary was all over the pass in the second quarter.
Well, there was a couple drop balls too. There was one drop for a touchdown, and that could have been a touchdown. So for the Seahawks. By the same token, the Braves had a failure inside the red zone where the Seahawks backed them up in a goal line stand and didn't let them score on a 4th down play. So either side has missed an opportunity deep in the red zone. I still think that the opportunity for the Seahawks to get back into the football game is to run the football, and that's where they missed Fodia because he was such a great weapon for him running the ball up the middle. And if they can go back and establish that ground game inside, that'll draw them in and give that great speed that they have at the wide receivers at Jenkins and Frazier getting to the outside, Morrow getting him the football, because in the first quarter, as you well know, they completely outran him. The speed factor was all in Seahawks' favor.
John, you see a lot of high school football up North Carolina, South Carolina. We thought we were going to see some good athletes from Socastee, but I didn't see Hilton Head being run off the field there.
Oh, no. These two teams have got great athletes. They can play with a lot of teams across the country. They really can, and that's nothing new. What Hilton Head's got to get over is they don't need to do what they did last year in the playoffs, and that's blow another lead, because they were up 28-7 or 27-7 and lost by 1. We're up 13-0. Now we're down 14-13. We got to get it going.
And that was midway through the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you one thing to watch for. Number 9 on Socastee, defensive end, was really putting some heat on our quarterback in the second quarter, and he was hitting him. And we got to block that guy and give our QB some time to throw the football.
If you're Tim Singleton, Chuck, we've seen him with some pretty inspired, heated halftime speeches that have worked. What do you say? What's the number one thing you say to your guys?
You're past the speech time. What was disappointing was the ability to score those 2 touchdowns there in the second quarter. I think what you have to look at is your defense. I mean, even with the short field, it's still up to them to stop them and get them to either go for a field goal but stop those touchdowns.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. Get ready for the second half, 2009 high school football playoffs.
On WHHI-TV.
Yeah, I guess there's stars and then there's superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's the most. Yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all-beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
We get really hungry around here, and when that happens, I go get the food.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
There's stars and then there's superstars. I'm bringing value to the team. I think that's what yeah.
You bring my McDonald's?
Yeah. Got you right here, baby.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
We get really hungry around here, and when that happens, I go get the food.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
Oh, salty dog, oh, salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Captain Cherokee sitting in a tree, with kiwi waving back at me. Honey, won't you be the salty dog? Oh, salty dog, oh, salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Down the South Beach, sitting by the dog, singing a song about a salty dog. Honey, won't you be my salty dog?
Welcome back. It's halftime 2009 high school football playoffs on the Friday night high school football zone on WHHI. We're at the Hawks Nest, Hilton Head High School Seahawks against Socastee Braves. And guys, I think we've talked about everything we can in the first half. Two different halves, really, in two quarters, and now Hilton Head has got a challenge in front of them because Socastee's got some momentum and got confidence.
And the team that's going to come out and win this game in the second half is the team that's going to commit the least amount of penalties, least amount of turnovers, and perform in the kicking game. That's what's going to determine who's going to win the game in the second half, John.
And you know you've got Hilton Head Christian. Looks like they're going to move on. They're up big. Hilton Head Preps in a fight with Thomas Sumter. They're down 29-21 at the half.
Wow, they were down 14-0.
They did. Lehman's brought them back real well. Ridgeland's in a fight with Cane Bay. A lot of playoff action here. We were talking about it. It just seemed like the Seahawks were into that second round last year. This is a huge half of football for this football program.
Well, Coach Singleton, has done a fantastic job with this program. In his 7 years here, he has really created a very, very strong football program.
A football culture, really.
Yeah, he really has. He's done a great job. He's got a system in place. They're going to come out in the second half. They're going to play hard. I don't think they're going to make many mistakes. And I think they're going to win, but they got to get back to what they did in the first quarter.
We shall see. You hear the horn, so we're getting ready to get back to the action here. Want to thank our owner and analyst extraordinaire, John Byrne, for joining us in the pregame and the half.
You guys just let me come in on the ride. Y'all do a great job. We're going to go to a break and come back for the third quarter kickoff here on WHHI-TV.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan, and we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
Oh, salty dog, oh, salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Captain Cherokee sitting in a tree, with kiwi waving back at me. Honey, won't you be the salty dog? Oh, salty dog, oh, salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Down the South Beach, sitting by the dock, singing a song about a salty dog. Honey, won't you be my salty dog?
Back here on the Friday Night Football Zone as the two teams are getting psyched up, getting their last-minute pep talks here. Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek. Hey, big shout-out up above us, Mike Rittenbach, up on top on this cold night.
Yep.
Ritterback, says Tom Jenkins. So it is Mike Ritterback. Young Mike. He is up on the roof on this 50-degree night as you see the captains talking it over. Jack Dwayne out there. And we're getting ready for second half action as Zach Elliman shakes hands with Jack Dwayne. The first drive of this second half, Chuck, is going to tell a lot of stories here as to how the Seahawks are feeling. Word from the sideline is that Michael Fodio was having a little bit of a shin issue, that he ran it off, and that he will be back in to start the second half. That will be good for the Seahawks as they will take this kickoff. They have they've got Cohen and Jenkins back deep. Cohen and Morrow back deep. Jenkins, the short guy, for the squib kick. And we are ready for second half action here on the Friday Night Football Zone. Socastee up 14-13 as we start the second half. And here comes the kickoff, another squib kick. This one goes to Victor Frazier. Frazier gets out to about the 37-yard line, so a short field again to work with for the Seahawks.
Boy, they're showing a lot of respect to Clifford Morrow and Lawrence Jenkins, the two deep receivers. And the 4 kickoffs we've seen by Socastee, they've elected to kick a squib kick every time. I guess they're figuring they can give up a field position and let Hilton Head start out close to the 40-yard line versus giving an opportunity to one of their speedsters back there to run it back all the way.
So here we go. Homad under center. Jenkins in the backfield. Full back in front of him. Handed off to Victor Frazier. Frazier able to get back to the original line on the end around.
Well, they started the first series, and they had an end-around, similar play to this, and they come out in the second half and run the same play, Tim. Good call. See if they can get some over pursuit. They weren't biting, however.
Second down and 9 for the Seahawks. Homad under center, 2 in the backfield, 2 wideouts. Fumbled. Looks like the Seahawks were able to recover, but it will be 3rd and long for Hilton Head.
Now, this is the second time the Homad came up under the center in tonight's game and wasn't able to handle the snap.
Cold night.
Yeah.
How much does that play in, Chuck?
Not at this temperature. I don't think it means that much.
Football's not getting rockish at this point, right?
No, not at this temperature. I tell you what it does affect, though, or pulled muscles is a little bit cool. And you could see some guys coming up maybe with a pulled hamstring or maybe a pulled muscle in your shin, sort of like Michael Fodia had.
Big play here for the Seahawks, 3rd and 11. 2 wideouts, 2 in the backfield. Homad's going quick to the air. He's got Morrow. Did Morrow catch it?
Yep.
They say he did, and that will be a first down for the Seahawks.
And
you can't tell by Morrow's reaction because he knew he had plenty of yards.
Look at the painted field as he throws the ball here. Watch where he slips. It's on the painted field. See him hit the paint, and that happens more times than you can ever believe. We used to throw blitzes when I was with the Dolphins against quarterbacks when they were on the paint. That's exactly what happens. You fall.
Dare you to keep on your feet, right?
Yeah, he slipped on the paint.
Oh, and he had plenty of yards in front of him there.
It was a touchdown.
Yep, 1st and 10, though, for the Seahawks. Pitch out to Jenkins. Jenkins over midfield, down the sideline to about, and a late flag. We'll see what that's all about.
Another face mask, it looks like.
It's going to be at the 41-yard line. But
well, this is what you want to do. Offense sets the tempo, and the way you set the tempo is to run the football and to get the ball to the outside. Gives him an opportunity to use his speed, makes a tackle or miss. That's how you win back the tempo of a football game, Tim.
Daryl Jenkins is the most hated man right now as he is called for the face mask, and that's going to give the Seahawks even more yardage as they had the first down, and they have more as they get down. They're going to be starting at the 26-yard line.
Look how they ran up out of the huddle over the football. They're ready to go.
3rd and long turns into a big momentum shift here as Jenkins gets the pitch out on first down. Jenkins out over the 25 to about the 23. So Seahawks looked a little listless there on the first couple of plays, Chuck. Big 3rd down conversion to Morrow, and all of a sudden they're knocking on the red zone.
Well, they had a failed end around on first down. Second down, they fumbled the snap from between the center and the quarterback, so they didn't have much to work with. On 3rd down is when they were able to execute properly.
2nd and 8, Homad under center. 1 man in the backfield, that's Jenkins. Homad rolls out, he's going to keep it, passes it.
Oh, what a play.
Interesting.
What a play.
Passes it to Victor Frazier.
It was a pass all along, but this time he has to slip out of the blitzing linebacker's elusive hands.
Dangerous.
And he's able to throw a quick little shot. Yeah.
Into 3 guys. John Bird makes the comparison to Tony Romo, indeed. The gunslinger. Same number 9, Jenkins pitching out. Jenkins near the first down marker on 3rd and short. Going to be all about the spot.
He's going to come up a little short, I think, Tim.
They've marked it at the 16, and it will indeed be 4th and about a yard.
Lucky there wasn't a clip called on the outside as we watched the replay. But they're going to go for it in 4th and 1. They tried a field goal earlier in the second quarter, had it blocked. I'm sure that's having an effect on Coach Singleton's choice.
Clifford Morrow signals to the crowd, give us some love. Handoff. Jenkins has the first down and more. Jenkins still on his feet at the 5. So, Lawrence Jenkins, a big 4th down conversion for the Seahawks.
Look at the push off the ball. He follows right behind the right tackle. Brandon Foss leads the way, and Jenkins just...
Those next 5 were all Jenkins.
Wow.
As he got the first down and then got 5 more with some fancy footwork.
Red zone, got to be efficient here. Get a touchdown. Don't settle for a field goal.
1st and goal. Seahawks 1 man in the backfield. That's Jenkins. Homad pitches it out. Jenkins cuts back towards the middle, and he is clobbered. A big hit on Jenkins.
This is smart running by Jenkins. The defense makes a great scrape off the ball, the defensive end. You got 4 defenders. Just get where you can running upfield. Don't try to outrun anybody or get in a situation where you could cause the fumble or get a situation where you could get a block thrown from behind.
Well, the athletic Jonas. Ryan Jonas with another big hit. We've been calling his name all night. 2nd and goal. Homad under center. Jenkins behind him. He'll go to there this time. Caught by Morrow. Waiting for the signal. It is. It's a touchdown. Clifford Morrow. 3-yard strike from Jeff Homad. And the Hilton Head Seahawks are back on top.
Did we say Jeff Homeward looked pretty good pretty comfortable at quarterback in the pregame show? What a throw. That's a class throw. I mean, it's just...
Gutsy.
Wow. Took his time, still had his man open, and he threw it where only he could catch it, which was down low, close to the ground.
So the Seahawks, first drive, they come up huge. Take the lead back, and it looks like they are going for 2.
Yep, they are too. It kept Homad in the game. So that missed extra point after the second touchdown.
See if they can make that right
now. Got to get it back, and they're going to get a penalty here.
Delay of game, so they're going to have some more yardage to work with here on the 2-point conversion. Well, a bunch of big strikes, a bunch of big conversions there on that drive. They had the short field to work with. As you said, a couple of mistakes there on the first couple plays, but then able to get that first down on 3rd and long, and from there, got things moving, got the running game just as you said they needed to. They got the running game going. A big drive.
Open up the passing lanes after they got the running game going.
Kick. They go for the kick with the extra yardage. The kick is good. So 7:25 to go here in the 3rd. Seahawks back on top, 20-14. We'll take a break here on the Friday Night Football Zone
on WHHI-TV.
Hi, I'm Larry O'Sullivan.
And I'm Brad O'Sullivan. And we're O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply.
We are your #1 source for any and all of your janitorial equipment and supply needs.
We specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses.
We remedy all continuous cleaning service needs, including all floor types, windows, water damage, odor, and mildew. For the absolute best prices on equipment and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan.
We will save you money and time.
The Friday Night Football Zone. Tom Jenkins got me doing a little John Sterling for you here on the Friday Night Football Zone. Extra point, good to great. First drive for the Seahawks to start the 3rd quarter. They reclaim the lead. A flag on the kickoff, so that one will be redone. Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek with you. Want to thank one of our sponsors, our key sponsor for the 2009 season, McDonald's. Restaurants of Bluffton and Hilton Head. Want to thank them for helping to make this broadcast possible. Stop by after the game and tackle one of McDonald's new thick and tasty 3rd-pound Angus burgers and world-famous fries. You'll be
loving it.
Loving it. We love it. We love John Palmacio and the entire staff of the McDonald's restaurants of the Lowcountry. So here we go. Another kick down to the 10-yard line. Taken by the Seahawks. A head of steam for McQuan Brown, and he gets out to about the 47-yard line. A great run back here for Socastee.
Oh, it was too. McQuan Brown, he's only a sophomore, 5'7", 174 pounds. He looks like he's got a great burst of speed here. Number 28, that's Kenny Robinson, comes over, forces him to run away, but he finds a seam up the middle, is able to return the ball almost back to midfield, Tim.
So we'll see how Socastee offense answers, see how the defense answers. 1st and 10. Elliman going to the air again. He's going for number 7. Incomplete down the sideline. That is the senior receiver, Brandon Alston.
And M.J. Simmons, the defensive back, he's only a sophomore. He doesn't get fooled this time. He was close enough to make it a contested throw so that it could be contested just enough to be off target.
68-yard touchdown pass, Matt Lehman to Bo Shrimfel. 11:21 to go in the third. 2-point conversion for Prep. 29 all as they fight tooth and nail with Thomas Sumter. 2nd down handoff up the middle. Nothing doing for Socastee that time.
Good job by Coach Howard Merrick's defensive line this time. They play a 4-3 defense. Pretty traditional defense. They're just going to buckle up their chin strap and take on the blockers, and that's what they did this time. Everybody had gap responsibility. They played it well and able to hold it to only a 2-yard gain.
Another update for you. Kane Bay takes a 12-6 lead on Ridgeland with 6 minutes to go in the third. Kane Bay, another one of those teams that we'll be seeing in Class 3A starting next season. 3rd and 8. Elliman keeps it. Lot of pressure. Nowhere to go as the Seahawks are all over him. Taken down at the Socastee 49.
Great job by the Seahawks as they force Elliman to run with the football and run laterally rather than going north and south. And this time the defensive unit holds a powwow over the Braves quarterback at the 50-yard line.
A lot of shifts coming here in Class 3A, Chuck, as Berkeley's coming into the region. North Charleston's leaving. Berkeley's coming in. Stahl's leaving. And Kane Bay, as we mentioned, who draws from a lot of talent up there in the Somerville area, they're coming into the region. So 4th down kick, short kick, and it would be downed at about the 19-yard line. That's where the Seahawks will begin.
Well, you know, Tim, a punt is the same as a turnover. You're getting the ball back, and they got the ball back. Now, you lost field position. You're 80 yards away from a touchdown, but this is the opportunity for that Seahawk offensive line, led by Forrest Bryan and Jack Dwayne, Brandon Foss, Hunter Anderson, and Anthony Jabonecki, to prove their worth and just see how good they are.
1st and 10, Homad runs in the play. Seahawks 81 yards in front of them. 20-14 your score, 5:37 to go here in the third quarter. Homad under center, 2 in the backfield. Hands it off to Lawrence Jenkins. Flag on the play as Jenkins is out to the 28.
That's a shame. A good 1st down run by Jenkins, gains 8 yards. Nice job by the offensive line, just up the middle, able to open up a seam in the crease. However, there's the back judge throws a flag in there for a holding penalty. Tim, the team that's going to win is the team that's going to be able to commit the least amount of penalties, least amount of turnovers, and win the kicking game. And this doesn't bode well for the Seahawks right here, starting off with a penalty on this drive.
Harrington still in at fullback for the Seahawks, so Tim Singleton keeping an eye on Fodia.
I never quite knew how you could run off a shin splint.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It sounds good, but I never was able to run off a shin splint.
1st and 15 now for the Seahawks, backed up at their own 14. Homad in the shotgun. Goes deep. He's looking for Morrow. He's got him at the 50. Morrow, Clifford Morrow with the catch at the Socastee 46.
Riverboat Tim Singleton has his quarterback roll out to his right, buy some time by lining up and then throwing back against the seam. Great job by he's looking right, throws left. Myrtle comes underneath. Again, he slips on the painted line a little bit, but he makes a catch, and now we just removed that field position. They've got the ball back in Brave territory.
These receivers are loving the arm of Jeff Homad, I'll tell you. 1st and 10. Homad will keep it on the option, and he is taken down hard by number 22, Brandon Hyde.
That's the two-way fullback inside linebacker. Brandon Hyde makes a great tackle on Homad here.
So 4.5 minutes to go here in the third. Seahawks, great opening drive to start the quarter, get on the board, take the lead, and they are driving again now in Braves territory. 2nd and 11. Homad under center. Jenkins, the man in the backfield, 2 wideouts. Homad's going quick to the air to Frazier. Through the hands of Victor Frazier right near first down yardage.
They come with a corner blitz this time. Look and see what he does, that he gets man-to-man coverage. Unfortunately, the ball slips out of Homad's hand just a little bit. I
Wobbler.
guess that cold weather is affecting his hand on the ball.
We can feel it. We can feel it up here in the booth. It is definitely getting colder. Yes. We are down into the 40s now. 3rd and 11. Homad under center. He'll go to the air. Looking for Morrow. Gets it in between 3 defenders. Down to the 40. It won't be enough, but a nice reception and a nice throw by Homad.
And they're going to punt it. This is a great throw by Homad. Nice route run by the wide receiver. Good job. They kept 2 tight ends in, which helped in the picking up the any kind of blitzing schemes that the Braves could run at them. They only sent out 2 receivers, and they got 1 for 6 yards.
So Homad will do double duty here as the punter on 4th and 4. No, he won't. They're going for it. Homad to the air. To Cohen. Intercepted at the 20. So the gamble doesn't work out this time as an interception by Socastee.
And it's one he probably wish he didn't hang on to right here, because he would have gained about 30 yards of field position had he not. But he able to break up the pass and end up with an interception. I guess it's a little too much to ask of the young man to drop the ball as you're going to the ground.
And that's Elliman. That's Zach Elliman with the interception. So he goes up for it, and he's going to have to deal with the field position he set up.
What do you tell the kid when he comes aside? Don't intercept the ball?
Nice play.
Yeah.
Get those 30 yards back for us right now. Well, first down run by PJ Brave, and about 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, this is how they started the game off, Tim. Just running right off tackle, right behind the left tackle. That's where they wanted to run the ball behind the left guard, Sonny Hall, and the left tackle, Stephen Walder. They're their 2 biggest players. One, Sonny Hall, goes 322 pounds. Stephen Walder goes 282 pounds.
2nd and 5 now for the Braves. Handoff again, this time to Brown. Brown out near first down yardage.
Well, what did that tell you, Tim? When you run the same play behind the same 2 guys, and you're coming out offense when you got the ball deep in your own territory and you're behind and you're early in the 3rd period, I guess that's where you're going to run the football, aren't you?
Absolutely. Well, it's a tennis match over there in Thomas Sumner. Thomas Sumner has answered. 6:56 to go in the 3rd, 35-29 over Prep. 1st and 10 now for the Braves. Little jump, but no call. And big first down yardage by PJ Brave on the carry.
Nothing real creative about this. It's just a little inside trap play, a little cross-buck action with the tackle leading the way up the left side. Once again, they choose to run behind their 2 biggest players, and they pick up 8 yards on a first down run.
2nd and 2 now for the Braves as they inch closer to midfield here. Element under center. Hyde in the backfield. Wide outs on the right. Hand it off up the middle to Hyde. No gain on the play.
Now, every time I look down on the field and I see Elman number 6, they look like Chicago Bear jerseys. Wasn't there a number 6 that played quarterback for the Chicago Bears?
I might have been. We talking about Steve Fuller? Huh?
No, McMahon.
McMahon. We need number 9.
9. All right. Well, it's an upside. I'm
There you go.
dyslexic. 6 and 9. They look like Chicago Bears uniforms.
3rd and 2. They do. They absolutely do. Right down in the number font. So 3rd and 2. Handoff up the middle again. This one looks close. They don't look like they got it. As Hyde tries to play some power ball, and the Seahawks say, bring it. And it's going to be about the mark here.
Some real good defensive line play that time. You've got Forrest Bryan going both ways in there as a defensive lineman. Brandon and you've got Melvin Fields doing the job underneath. They just barely got the first down.
I'll tell you what, that is a fantastic spot, as I just did not see the first down happening there. But 1st and 10 for the Braves. 2 men in the backfield. Pressure coming. Brave trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Flagged down late in the play.
Well, this is going to set them back. It's right in the area where typically there's a holding call, and that's what it is. So now it's going to be a 1st and 20 play. You think we might see a pass this time?
I don't know. He's looked awful good in the shotgun. Why not? 17.3 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks have answered to start the 3rd quarter, taking the lead 20-14. And that might have been the last play of the 3rd quarter. Well, Seahawks answered. We'll see what Socastee can do. The 2nd quarter was their big one. We'll see if the alternating quarters prove out again. Hopefully not for the Seahawks. Hopefully they can keep this lead. We'll see if they can. Come back after the break here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
Salty dog, oh salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Captain Cherokee sitting in a tree with kiwi waving back at me. Honey, won't you be the salty dog? Oh salty dog, oh salty dog, you're sly as a fox, you salty dog. Down the South Beach sitting by the dog, singing a song about a salty dog. Honey, won't you be my salty dog?
On the Friday Night Football Zone, Tim Wood, Chuck Zapek. 1st down, pass, and a big hit by Clifford Morrow at the end of the play.
Yeah, Morrow and Frazier, 10 and 11. They're the ones that are going both ways in the secondary. He comes up from his free safety position and puts a good hit on number 4.
Chuck, during the break there, musical stylings of the Salty Dog theme by yours truly. What'd you think? What do you rate it?
Not
Give
bad.
me a little Simon Cowell.
You're a sly fox.
All right, thank you. 11:54, 6 ticks off the 4th quarter here. Seahawks up by 6. First round of the Class 3A playoffs here on WHHI-TV. Handoff to Brown. Brown's got some room. Brown spins at the 45. Still on his feet over the 50. Down to the 45 goes McCon Brown. Wow. What a run by number 34, Miquan Brown. Let's
He's
go.
also their kick returner. He does duty as a kick returner, as a halfback. He's only a sophomore, just 5'10".
Big shoulders. He's able to just
Great effort.
knock around some Seahawks for another 10 yards there. So Braves are inside Seahawks territory at the Hilton Head 45. Element under center, 2 in the backfield. Hands it off to Brave. Brave down to the 41.
Yeah, there's 62 again. Nice job by Jack Duane. Watch him come in, fights off the defensive, offensive guard, and able to make a tackle at the same time. Great effort by Jack Duane.
Check that. That was number 34, Miquan Brown on the run. So 2nd and 6 for the Braves. One man out wide. That's number 7, Brandon Alston. Elliman on the option. Looked like he wanted to pitch it. Didn't quite know what to do with it, though he fell to the ground.
That was a nifty move by Elman. Even though he fell to the ground and lost a little bit of yardage. Look at here. He comes down the line. He sees that he doesn't have the pitch, but he fakes it anyway and just feigns a little like he's going to loop around in, and then he turns up inside.
You put
nice little tricky run. Good.
Put your right foot back. You move your left foot up. Little hokey pokey. 3rd and 7. Time ticking down, under 10 minutes to go in this first round playoff game. 3rd and 7. To the air goes Elliman. He's got his man Alston down to the 30. A big first down for the Braves. While we got a second, want to give special thanks to O'Sullivan Equipment and Supply. They specialize in equipment and supplying hospital and healthcare, warehouse, industrial, and commercial cleaning businesses. For the absolute best price on services and supplies anywhere, please contact Larry or Brad O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan will save you money and time every time.
Zach Elman, number 6, putting on a show for us, Tim.
Absolutely. 1st and 10. Elman hands it off to Brave. Brave fights for the first down yardage. He is close. Down near the 22-yard line of Hilton Head.
Once again, established momentum in a football game goes to the team that can run the ball, particularly up the middle, and that's what the Braves are doing on this drive. They're regaining momentum, Tim.
It is getting a little nippy up here in the booth. I can imagine a little colder on the field as well. 9:05 to go here in the game. Braves are driving. They're at the 22. 2nd down. Handoff to Brandon Hyde. He gets down to the 20. That should be enough for a first down.
Forrest Bryan gets in there, almost tackles the ball as it's being handed off from Elman to the fullback, but he just got there a little bit too late. Otherwise, he might have caused a fumble. I think they're going to measure for this, Tim.
Yeah, it was close. You see the sticks. It being stretched, and they did get the first down. So a big first down for the Braves as they will be in the red zone with 8:42 to go here in the game. And you said it, Chuck, that extra point miss coming into play huge now. And the Seahawks jumped. We've seen it all night. Unusual.
Well, he's coming up with a staggered count, and purposely he's trying to draw the defense off sides, and he's being successful with it. That's about the 3rd or 4th time. Again, Tim, one of the keys to victory in the second half, team that commits the least amount of penalties, least amount of turnovers. That's not good to have that many penalties on a staggered count.
1st and 5 for Socastee. Hand off goes to Brave. Brave fighting for yardage inside the 15. Marked down at the 14. Goes P.J. Brave, the junior halfback.
Great job by Jack Duane, number 62. Comes in and just stuffs the fullback right back into the running back. clogs up the hole, and then the rest of the team rallies behind, and they're able to ambush the Brave.
.7:35 to go. 2014, 2nd and 5 for Socastee. 2 men in the backfield. Option play, pitch out to Brave. Brave fights to the corner, taken down short of the first down marker. Quick update for you from Ridgeland. Ridgeland up 14-12. They were driving, but Cane Bay stopped them. So here on the replay,
Kenny Robinson comes up on a blitz this time from the outside, slips the blocker, and then forces Elman to make a pitch a little early before he wanted to. That allowed the defense to rally and pursue the ball carrier and pull him down after only a 1-yard gain.
Good tackle at the end there by Clifford Morrow. 3rd and 4. Biggest defensive play of the night for Hilton Head. Handoff goes to Brown, and he is upended by Ray Harrington, number 31. A huge play by the senior.
Watch the bear crawl here. He goes up underneath the blocker and then works his way back up in a perfect bear claw technique and is able to bring the fullback down. I think they're going to go for it here on 4th down, Tim.
I'll tell you. 6:34 to go. 3 yards separating Socastee from the first down. I don't know. What do you think, Chuck? Too soon, or
no,
do they need to go for it here?
Oh yeah. Well, they're sending in the kicker. No, they're not. They're keeping the quarterback out there.
Surprised to see McQuan Brown on the sideline, though. Number 34. He's their big bopper back. It's 3rd and 4. 2 wideouts. Morrow gets on his guy out wide. Elliman gonna keep it. Keeper. He's got the first down.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he is near the marker. It's going to depend on the spot. Seahawks say they stopped it. Going to be a measurement. Wow, they moved it back. They moved the ball back, and they get the signal. Seahawks ball.
It's a fumble, Tim. Elman fumbled as he came down to the ground. A great hit made there in the secondary. I didn't see who made the hit, but that's a fumble.
Huge play for the Seahawks.
Turnover.
6:03 away from the second round for Hilton Head. They take over deep in their own territory. Jenkins runs it. He's got room. He's out to the 20, 25. Good moves by Lawrence Jenkins to get out to the 29. Good blocking as well.
He's only 5'8", 170 pounds, folks. Well, watch the speed of Lawrence Jenkins. He gets a great block out there out front by his fullback, and then he continues on down and says, come on, follow me. That's number 28. That's Kenny Robinson they have in there as fullback leading the way. What a great job by Robinson. Throws a block and then continues downfield to lead the runner.
So big play there for Hilton Head. More importantly, time continues to tick away.
Oh!
Handoff, first down. Jenkins on his feet, taken down about a 1-yard gain. What'd you see there, Chuck?
Oh, you got watch some fullback here. Watch a fullback that's flattened. Oh my goodness, just rocks the linebacker. No wonder why they have Kenny Robinson. We've not seen him in the backfield all year long, but with Michael Fodia not in there, I guess they're going with another linebacker, making him a fullback just because of his ability to hit.
So you hear it, folks. Crowd starting to get into it. 5 minutes to go in this game. 2nd and 5, pitch out to Jenkins. Jenkins cuts back, gets some positive yardage out to about the 38-yard line.
You want to see a fullback take over a game, folks. Watch number 28 come to the bottom of the screen here, looking for somebody to hit. Then he turns back and hits the tackler. I mean, this is a guy that just came into the game at fullback the last 3 plays, and he's just taking over the game.
Kenny Robinson giving up about 35 pounds.
What a smart play. He came back rather than run downfield. He saw that there was enough pressure coming from the inside that he needed to take that out, and he did.
Giving up 35 pounds and 5 inches of height and still puts the lick on. So 3rd and short, big play here for the Seahawks. Handoff up the middle, second push, gonna be enough as...
That's Ray Harrington. They bring Harrington in when they want a fullback that can run with the football.
Yeah.
And that's what they did that time. Great job up front by the whole offensive line, led by Forrest Bryan, the center.
Out to the 41 with 4 minutes to go. That was a crucial first down conversion here as the Seahawks can just continue to tick away this clock now. Homad, 2 men in the backfield, all about holding onto the ball now. Pitch out to Jenkins. Jenkins follows his blockers. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, I don't see how they didn't call a clip here. If you watch from the ball carrier and you see a block in the back or a push from the back behind there, boy, that was awfully close. That could have really hurt the Seahawks. Pushed them back another 15 yards. Fortunately, it wasn't called.
Listen, quick thank you to Palmetto Exterminators and Palmetto Mosquito Control, family-owned and operated, protecting people's health, their property, and the environment for over 40 years. That's Palmetto Exterminators and Palmetto Mosquito Control. 2nd and 9 here for the Seahawks. Homad under center, 2 in the backfield. Pitch out again to Jenkins. Jenkins fights for yardage. He's got it. And he fights down near the first down marker. Flag at the end of the play. That could add some more onto this.
Well, we'll see. He didn't stay in bounds, which stops the clock, obviously. But he was trying to get the first down. So, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. Do you go for as many yards as you can, maybe pick up a first down? I think that's going to be a holding call. That's coming back.
Yeah, against 31. Yeah. Yep, so that is coming back. That is a tough call against the Seahawks. Stops the clock at 2:45 to go in this game.
Well, Harrington's coming out, and Robinson's going back in at fullback.
Harrington looks a little banged up as well. Folks, Hilton Head Island Seahawks are 2 minutes and 45 seconds of clock away from a second-round playoff appearance. Trying to get revenge off of a tough loss to end the 2008 playoffs.
Don't curse them, Tim.
Nope,
don't curse them.
Cursing. Short gain there on 2nd down.
Well, Coach Renfrew judiciously uses one of his timeouts here. That's where you should use your timeouts. That's where you save them up to the end of a half or a game. You just let the defense stop the clock with timeouts.
Timeout on the field. Want to thank another one of our great sponsors during this 2009 high school football season, the Salty Dog. Get your Salty Dog t-shirt at the Salty Dog T-shirt Factory located at South Beach on Arrow Road and on the web at www.saltydog.com. Salty Dog t-shirts will suit you to a T. And we want to thank the Salty Dog for being one of our loyal sponsors throughout the 2009 season.
Well, you know what I like about the Salty Dog? And not only do I get a chance to go down there and pet Jake, but they got some parrots down there too that are pretty interesting.
It's always a lively atmosphere down there. You're a parrot fan, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
I'm a parrot head. I'm a Jimmy Buffett fan.
Absolutely.
I love parrots.
Gonna leave that alone. Don't know where to go with that, Chuck. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. Handoff inside and a big stop from Socastee. So, punt coming and another stop of the clock by the Braves with 2:34 to go. And again, Chuck, that extra point is looming. That missed extra point early.
Same thing as last year.
Yep.
And a blocked field goal. Where's the 4 points that you're missing right now?
Yep, there's your 4. And we don't want to bring it up, but we have to. Last year, 28-27 playoff loss. Seahawks were up 27-7 with midway through the fourth quarter. South Aiken rolls off 20 straight points, 21 straight points to win the game. So trying for revenge here are the Hilton Head Island Seahawks. They will have to punt here.
Well, regardless of what happens, Tim, this is a team that we've seen from the beginning of the year till now make tremendous progress. Coach Tim Singleton and his staff really deserve a lot of credit. They lost the first 3 games of the year. They didn't look like they really had it together. But these players, they lost 14 starters, Tim, out of their 22. And these kids have really come together and played really well, winning their last 4 ball games.
High snap on the punt. They just get it off. Punt bounces. Good bounce for Hilton Head. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. So a great punt by the Seahawks.
That was a pretty athletic play by the punter, Jeff Homad, just to catch the ball. You know, last year, this is where the Seahawks also fell down, was in the special team games and that loss in the fourth quarter. There was a couple mistakes in the special teams. We almost had one there with the snap.
2:23 to go here. Biggest defensive series of the season for the Seahawks. Ball at the 18. Elliman going to the air. Evades one, throws high, out of bounds. So good pressure by the Seahawks.
Elliman looks like a different quarterback when he's back there in the shotgun trying to throw the football. Here he sets up, doesn't really have a receiver open, dodges a would-be tackler, and then just throws the ball out of bounds.
Sideline trying to get this crowd into it. Cold night here at the Hawks Nest. Definitely a 3 hot chocolate night. 2:15 to go in the game, 2nd and 10.
Isn't it 3 dog night?
3 dog night, absolutely. But 3 hot chocolates to go with it. Elliman to the air again, fakes it, rolls out. Good pursuit by the Seahawks, by Harrington to lead it. Harrington pushes Elliman out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Look at the speed of Elliman here. Just watch him. I mean, he pulls the ball down, still looks downfield, then he tucks it under, and look at him just outrun everybody. I mean, great job. Nice pursuit by 31 Harrington, too, to catch up and limit the amount of yardage that he could get before he runs out of bounds.
A good pullback there by Elliman, too.
Yeah, it was, too. Well, let's see who's fresher right now. You know, Bill Walsh once told me the biggest thing that changes a football game is a fourth quarter sack. They got to throw the football. Let's see if that comes true.
3rd and 3. Seahawks definitely have a bunch of sack masters. Elliman under center, 2 in the backfield. Elliman's going to the air, pressure. He is going for Waldrip, 2 covering, caught out of bounds. So that will bring up 4th and 3. 1:59 to go here. 4th and season now.
Max protection.
For Socastee.
Max protection. They only spent 2 receivers downfield, one to the left, one to the right, and the Seahawks came with a blitz. They picked it up because they had max protection. So, what would you call here, Tim?
I'm a little baffled as to why they've gone away from that run.
Yeah.
I know you got to keep the clock from winding, but boy, that's been effective.
Oh, he's under center there.
He's going
they're in the flex bone. They're going to run the ball now.
Elliman rolls out. He's going to the air. He's got his man.
He's got him.
He's got Waldrop. 1 man to beat down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sloan Waldrop. A 60. Well, no. A 74-yard touchdown pass down the sideline. 4th and 4. 4th and season for Socastee. Elliman goes to the air. Gets Waldrop. Waldrop outruns Victor Frazier.
Here's your
Big
extra point.
Extra point coming. big extra point coming with 1:47. Plenty of time here for the Seahawks to respond. But boy, a huge momentum shift here. Crucial extra point, snap down, kick up. No good. No good. Wide left. Well, that will get some life back into your Seahawks.
Watch the kicker here. The kicker's going to take a hit. They're fortunate that they don't call roughing the kicker on this. Watch him kick the ball. Oh, he didn't take a hit. He just decides to fall at the end.
He's just slapping his head, slapping his helmet.
He fell down in disgust. I thought he took a hit.
All right, so the Seahawks missed the extra point earlier. Now, Socastee misses the extra point. A huge, huge play for Socastee, but new life for the Seahawks, really. You don't have to respond with the game-winning drive down 1.
Did anybody say anything in the pregame show about special teams?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually think John Byrne might have talked about that. Yeah. John Byrne, very smart guy.
Execution, special teams. This is the difference when you get into the playoffs, when you have evenly matched teams.
So, folks, we hope you have stayed tuned the whole game, and now you are getting your payoff here with 1:47 to go here in the 4th, as this has been a close game throughout, but it's officially a tie game now. 20-20. Socastee to kickoff. Chuck, I will give you your due. You are the guy with the special teams comments.
That's okay, Tim.
Here comes the kickoff. I was just kidding. Here comes the kickoff. See if they squib it again. They do. And a flag, as looks like a couple guys might have got ahead of the kick here. So that will help the Seahawks.
Breakdowns in the kicking game. You have to be disciplined. You just can't go out there and not show some composure.
Well, a couple updates for you. Your game got away from Hilton Head Prep. Nothing to shake at, though. They put up a great run to get into the playoffs, but they are down 50-29 now to Thomas Sumter. Also, update from Ridgeland. Ridgeland down 18-14 at their own 47 with 4:30 to go in the game. Back here at the Hawks Nest. A tie game with 1:47 to go. A long kick this time, nobody back for it, and a good bounce for Socastee. Jaquan Cohen fields it, taken down at the 10-yard line. So Seahawks caught a little off guard by the long kick. Gets over Cohen's head, and then look at this bounce, Chuck. That was bouncing into the end zone normally.
Well, it just shows you how soft the field is.
Yeah. Great point.
He actually tries to hand the ball off here to number 10, Clifford Morrow.
So 1st and 10, 90 yards of field to work with for Homad. Homad in the shotgun, 1:40 on the clock. Homad pitch out to Jenkins. Jenkins has some room, 25-30, down the sideline, out of bounds at the 37-yard line, so a big gainer
what a
on
great
first
call.
down.
It's a great call. You come in the shotgun, you run a down the line option. He makes a perfect read. Look at 31. Harrington leads the way, gets the ball to your fastest runner or running back. He picks up steam going vertically north and south and brings the ball out to their own 40-yard line.
There's so many good things you can say about Tim Singleton and his staff, but number one on my board is just gutsy play calling.
That's a great play call. Into the sideline, too.
At the 40, 1st and 10. Homad's going to go to the air. He's looking for Morrow. Short pass. Intercepted. Short pass. Taken by Zach Elliman.
We saw Homad have trouble earlier today with the football, and again he has a little trouble getting it down. He has a man with a step or two on the defender. Defender come back and make a leaping interception.
Well, we give it up for Singleton and his staff, but Are they trying to get too much there?
No, it gets an execution. The wide receiver had 3 yards on,
Yep.
on the defender. Just throw the ball. If you get a better throw, you might get yourself a touchdown or a big gainer.
Well, now the defense needs to respond because Socastee has plenty of clock to work with. 1:25 to go here in the game. Elliman, big interceptions, big plays all night, both sides of the ball. Elliman with the ball down the sideline. Takes a big bunny hop near the first down marker, but they call him out at the 38. As you see, Elliman tiptoeing the sideline, thinks he's still in bounds, but they call him out at the 38.
I'm with you, Tim. I think you stay with Elliman as a runner.
Wow.
Although they wouldn't have gotten that last touchdown if they had listened to you and I.
Seriously.
He missed out on would have missed out on a 74-yard touchdown
Elliman has done a little bit of everything tonight. Touchdown passes, interceptions. This time a handoff up the middle and stopped. Now, time ticks away. That's a interesting call with near a minute to go here in the game.
Well, they thought they could get a first down. And if they did, then it would have stopped the clock. But they didn't.
Instead, we're under a minute now. Time ticking away and a timeout on the field. Timeout Hilton Head with 56.3 seconds to go. Well, Chuck, how about the C-turns here? How about the momentum shifts? What a game.
Oh, it's 2020.
What a game. We're thinking Seahawks make a big stop to be able to keep the game tied. Then the Seahawks are driving, get a big first down, get out of their deep territory, get near midfield. Everything looking good. Good clock management. Now the interception comes. Now Socastee has their chance. Socastee has their chance. They are 60 yards away with 56.3 seconds to go. We've seen both of these teams had kicking problems tonight. And we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 1. They give it, a big hole and a big tackle. Big open field tackle there by the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's an inside trap. It's almost like a reverse, an inside reverse, and then they pull the left offensive tackle comes across and leads the way up a huge hole, and that's a great running lane. It could have gone for a lot more yards.
M.J. Simmons with the big tackle there. Now 40 seconds to go. Handoff to Brown. No, Elliman keeps it down the sideline. Elliman down 2. See where the mark's at. They mark it at the 33.
He uses his legs now, gets blocking on the outside, and then he takes off and goes downfield. Jack Duane makes a saving tackle at the end to force him out of bounds.
34.6 seconds to go. 2020. Socastee at the Hilton Head 33. Elliman under center. Brown back there in the backfield. Man in motion. That's Brave. Gives it to Brown. Brown taken down in the backfield. A big hit by Ray Harrington. The second big hit of the fourth quarter for Ray Harrington.
They come back and run that trap again. This time Harrington fights off the blocker and makes a tackle behind a line of scrimmage. Great play by Ray Harrington, number 31.
Socastee has to call their final timeout.
This is getting pretty dicey.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Tim.
Absolutely.
2020. You don't know what's going to happen next year.
I'll tell you, they're 4 minutes away with a 6-point lead from getting in the second. They're 3 yards away from making that fourth down stop and running out the clock. Socastee answers with a huge pass from Elliman to Wadrup to tie the game. Seahawks were driving, intercepted. Socastee answers. They're down to the 35-yard line now, 2nd and long.
What about Elliman and his passing?
Just
today?
Unbelievable. His passing, his running, his defense. Cannot say enough about the quarterback, 5'11", 185-pound senior. 2nd and long. Element under center, jump by the Seahawks, flag on the play. So a big 5-yard penalty going one way or the other here. We'll see who they get.
No, it's offside.
Yeah, they get the see. I was being optimistic.
Well, the quarterback didn't. They'll get you if you bob your head. He's just coming up and giving him a hard count and staggering the count, and he's getting him to jump off at crucial points in the game. Once again, team that commits the least amount of penalties, least amount of turnovers, they're the ones that are going to win.
2nd and 7 now. Element, 2 men in the backfield. Element rolls out. He's going to try to pass. Goes for his guy, number 7, Alston. Incomplete. Little bit too much adrenaline on that throw.
He's not thrown well running to his left all night long. We've seen the same results. Here he goes. And the reason is he doesn't quite square up his shoulders enough and get the ball off.
He had his guy. He had his guy a couple yards between him and his defender, but a little overthrown. So here we go again. Another big 3rd down play. 21.9 seconds to go. Can the Seahawks keep this game tied and into overtime? Braves. 3rd down. Element. Pressure. Sack. No, he evades it. Element on his feet. He's going to pass. Incomplete. But I'll tell you what, just to keep that from a sack, Zach Element, let's see how he dances out of this.
Well, he's an outside scrambler, and he makes the move. Then he starts taking the ball off as a runner, and now he just simply outruns the defenders. He's too fast for him until he catches up to number 21.
Senior, Cody Forbes, unable to get the sack there, but 12.2 seconds to go. 4th and 7. They converted on 4th down last time to tie this game. What does Socastee have up their sleeve now? More importantly, can the Seahawks make the stop?
Where's
Element in the shotgun. Rolling out to his left. He squares. He passes. There's your Waldrop. Waldrop at the 15, but time's ticking away. 1st down will stop the clock. It's going to run as soon as they get the ball marked and the chains moved. Socastee's guys taking their time moving the chains. They down the ball. Well, I'll tell you, is that the Socastee coaching staff with the flags? Because they took their time moving those flags. Is that how they do it in high school? That looks like the Socastee coaching staff. Well, whatever it is, it's 0.7 seconds to go. Element will get one chance for this field goal. Number 11, Andrew Musgrave, the junior, 6'5" kicker. Timeout on the field. Tim Singleton going to give them some time to think about it. You called it before the play. You called it. You said, "Where's Waldrop?" And Element said, "Hey, I got him. Don't worry about it. I got him." And he gets it down to the 16-yard line. So this is going to be a 33-yard attempt.
The game doesn't change much, Tim. Least amount of penalties, least amount of turnovers, and kicking game. Special teams. That's what wins it for you.
I'll tell you, we're not supposed to root for one team or the other here, but we're rooting for the Seahawks here. Come on.
Well, let's see what they got now. Now they got a chance to put on your field goal block. Let's see if somebody can come make a play. Typically, you come on the short side and you try to make the block off the short side.
33-yard kick. And Singleton calls another timeout, so he completely ices the kicker.
Little bit of gamemanship here. Good gamemanship. Yeah. You got the timeouts. Why not use them?
All right.
They were the most.
You got my numbers?
Yeah. You're right here, Pete.
Are you bringing value?
That's what I'm bringing to the team.
Now at McDonald's, get a double cheeseburger extra value meal for only $2.99. That's a 100% all beef double cheeseburger, a medium fries, and a medium Coke.
For Hilton Head, 33-yard attempt by number 11, Andrew Musgrave. Kick is up.
That's good.
Kick is good. Oh no! Another heartbreaking loss. Look at Socastee. They are celebrating. Look at the kick. It looks like a duck, but it just had the distance. Oh my. Oh my. Socastee 23. Hilton Head 20. For the second straight year, the Hilton Head Island Seahawks suffer a heartbreaking end of the game, last play loss. We'll take a commercial and come back and wrap up the season here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
The Hawks Nest, after an unbelievable finish to this playoff game, the Seahawks had it in their grasp, and Socastee made a great drive, got down, kicked the field goal. I'm in shock.
Yeah, seriously, second straight year. 4 minutes to go. 4th and 3. 4th in season for the Braves because they were out of timeouts. They had one timeout, but it wasn't going to be enough. Hilton Head could have run off that clock, and all of a sudden, 74-yard touchdown pass. Game tied. And then this. I'm in Chuck, help us here.
Well, Tim, I played for a Hall of Fame football coach by the name of Marv Levy. Marv always said, offense puts people in the stands, defense will win games, but kicking wins championships. And that's what it would take tonight to get into the next round for the playoffs for the state championship was a kicking play. And Socastee was able to do it. Hilton Head could not.
Well, you called that in the pregame, Chuck. You said the kicking game would be the deciding factor. And, we watched the Seahawks tonight execute really well on offense for most of the game. I thought the quarterback was outstanding. He threw some great balls. He threw a late pick in the fourth quarter that Socastee got around their own 30-yard line, and then they made a heck of a drive to get down into field position.
By the quarterback, two or three. At least 2 huge picks by Zach Elliman, and then huge arm, huge running play. The quarterback play was outstanding tonight.
On both sides.
Both sides for sure. And then in the end, even the kick, that was an ugly kick.
It looked like a duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it up quickly, but he had to because if he had kicked it on a line drive, it would have gotten blocked. The Seahawks made a great effort to block the kick, and the way that he kicked it, it just went end over end and got up in the air early and just barely made it over the crossbar.
Well, I know Coach Singleton, the staff, the players, the parents, everybody's just wondering what happened tonight. But I'm going to tell you something. Don't hang your heads. Great football game. Great effort by everybody. That's why you play. Things like this happen. We had it in control, but you know what? You got to give Socastee some credit.
Absolutely.
That quarterback made some great plays on that final drive,
Yes.
including that pass to get him into field goal position. And the field goal kicker comes in, and Chuck called it. The kicking game was going to decide the game, and it did.
Now listen, I don't want to be a sore sport here, okay? But those stick movers were taking their sweet time getting those sticks moved to start the clock again. They gave them plenty of time to get back up to the line and stop that clock.
At 0.7 of a second.
Again, we don't want to take anything away from Socastee, and we don't want to take anything away from Hilton Head, as you said, John. We have to call the game the way we call it. A second heartbreaking playoff loss for the Seahawks, but they've got a great program, plenty of bright future ahead of them.
Young team. Chuck, you were a player, high school, college, pros. How do you rebound from this and come back stronger next year?
Well, you take a couple of days off and you start building the program again for next year. You just go back after. I mean, what more can you do? What other choice do you have?
You don't have one.
Yeah.
No, you don't, and you just go back and win or lose, you just have to realize that they're both frauds, and it gets back to work for next year.
Well, we want to wrap up this season. Want to thank you, sir, very much, John Byrne, the owner of WHHI-TV, for making the broadcast happen for the second year.
There. You don't need to thank me. You need to thank yourselves and the team and all our great sponsors, because without our sponsors, there is no high school football on WHHI or anywhere in the Lowcountry. And we are really, really lucky to have such great partners and great team members such as yourselves that come out every Friday night for 3 hours and call these games and study the games. And, our crew, Tess, Tom, Tony, Wayne Morris, everybody's out here
Mike
working.
Rittenback up on the roof tonight, freezing his butt off, and it's great camera work tonight.
Team effort, and it's a lot of fun. I feel like we're lucky to do it. We want to thank everybody that was involved in the Friday Night High School Football Zone in 2009. And I said it last year. I'm already looking forward to next year because I know it'll be better, and we're going to have as much fun, and we're going to hope that the Seahawks can make it a little further in the playoffs.
You were talking about new camera positions for 2010
yeah,
before
no question.
the game.
We need new cameras. we need some field goal cameras out there. So we're going to work on that. But what a great product. It's just heartbreaking to see our hometown kids lose a game like that, and it's just tough. So if you see them around town, pat them on the back. Great job. Chuck, Tim, great job in 2009. We look forward to a great 2010. Thanks to everybody, and we'll see you next year.
Absolutely. So for John Byrne, Chuck Zapek, Tim Wood, Tom Jenkins, Tony Verger, Tess Rose, Wayne Morris, Mike Rittenback, the whole crew here on the Friday Night Football Zone, thank you for joining us. See you in 2010 here on the Friday Night Football Zone.
On WHHI-TV.
Take care.
Broadcasting live, it's the Friday Night Football Zone, brought to you by your local McDonald's of Bluffton and Hilton Head, only on WHHI-TV.